Now we are going to see the third part of the ecosystem, that is the decomposition. Decomposition is the process in which the detritus, that is dead plants, animals and their excreta are broken down in the simple organic matter by the decomposers. It is an essential process for recycling and balancing the nutrient pool in an ecosystem. Nature of the decomposition. The process of decomposition varies based on the nature of the organic compounds, that is, some of the compounds like carbohydrate, fat and protein are decomposed rapidly than the cellulose, lignin, chitin, hairs and bones. Now we are going to see about the mechanism of decomposition. Decomposition is a stepwise process of degradation mediated by enzymic reactions. Detritus act as a raw material for decomposition. It occurs in the following steps, that is fragmentation, catabolism, leaching or elevation and humidification, mineralization. That is fragmentation. The breaking down of detritus into smaller particles by detrivorous like bacteria, fungi and earthworm is known as fragmentation. Now we are going to see about the catabolism. The decomposer produces some extracellular enzymes in the surroundings to break down complex organic and inorganic components into simpler ones. This is called catabolism. Leaching or elevation. The movement of decomposed water-soluble organic and inorganic compounds from the surface to the lower layer of soil or the carrying away of the same by water is called leaching or elevation. Humidification. It is the process by which simplified detritus is changed into dark-colored amorphous substance called humus. Mineralization. Some microbes are involved in the release of inorganic nutrition from the humus of the soil. Such process is called mineralization. In this picture you can see the process of decomposition and cycling of nutrients. That is raw material for decomposition, next senescence, next fragmentation, catabolism, leaching, humidification, mineralization, and it is observed by the plants. Factors affecting decomposition. Decomposition is affected by climatic factors like temperature, soil moisture, soil pH, oxygen and also all the chemical quantities of detritus. Biogeochemical cycles, that is nutrition cycle. Exchange of nutrition between organism and the environment is one of the essential aspects of an ecosystem. All organisms require nutrition for their growth, development, maintenance and reproduction. Circulation of nutrition within the ecosystem or biosphere is known as biogeochemical cycles and also called as cycling of materials. There are two basic types, that is gaseous cycle and sedimentary cycle. Gaseous cycle includes atmospheric oxygen, carbon and nitrogen cycles. Sedimentary cycle includes cycles of phosphorus, sulfur and calcium, which are present as sediments of earth. Carbon cycle. The circulation of carbon between organism and environment is known as the carbon cycle. It is a reciprocal process of photosynthesis and respiration. The releasing of carbon in the atmosphere increases due to burning of fossil fuels, deforestation, forest fire, volcanic eruption and decomposition of dead organic matters. The details of carbon cycle are given in the figure. That is, you see the dead organic matter goes to decomposition, respiration, diffusion, and volcanic eruption, and it goes to the atmospheric carbon dioxide. This gives the detail about the carbon cycle. Next we are going to see about the It is the type of sedimentary cycle. We know that the phosphorus is found in the biomolecules like DNA, RNA, ATP, NADP and phospholipid molecules of living organisms. Phosphorus is not abundant in the biosphere, whereas a bulk quantity of phosphorus is present in rock deposit, marine sediments. It is released from these deposits by weathering process. After that, it circulates in lithosphere as well as in hydrosphere. The producer absorbs phosphorus in the form of phosphate ions, and then it is transferred to each tropical level of food chain through food. Again, death of the organism and degradation by the action of decomposers, the phosphorus is released back in the lithosphere and hydrosphere to maintain phosphorus cycle. See, in this ecosystem, that is, this gives the types of ecosystem. Ecosystem is divided into natural ecosystem and artificial or man-made ecosystem. A natural ecosystem is with or without human interference, whereas artificial or man-made ecosystem is artificially maintained by man. Example, rice field and maize field. Whereas natural ecosystem is further divided into terrestrial ecosystem and aquatic ecosystem. Example for terrestrial ecosystem is forest ecosystem, grassland ecosystem and desert ecosystem. For aquatic ecosystem is open water. Aquatic ecosystem is further divided into freshwater ecosystem and the marine ecosystem. Freshwater is further divided into lotic and lentic cycle. That is, lotic is running water bodies, example river, spring and stream, whereas lentic is standing water bodies, example pond and lake. Next, we are going to see about the next topic, that is the structure of pond ecosystem. It is the classical example for natural, aquatic, freshwater, lentic type of ecosystem. It helps us to understand the structure and function of an ecosystem. When rainwater gathers in a shallow area, gradually over a period of time, different kinds of organisms such as microbes, plants, animals become part of the ecosystem. This pond ecosystem is a self-sustaining and self-regulatory freshwater ecosystem which show a complex interaction between the abiotic and biotic components in it. This diagrammatic representation gives the pond ecosystem with biotic and abiotic components, with that of decomposers, consumers and the producers, whereas decomposers and some other abiotic components are present under, whereas consumers is present after the decomposers, and the producers is present at the top level of the water. Now we are going to see about the abiotic components. A pond ecosystem consists of dissolved inorganic carbon dioxide, oxygen, calcium, nitrogen and phosphate, and organic substances like amino acids and humic acid formed from the dead organic matter. Biotic components, they constitute the producers, variety of consumers and decomposers, that is the microorganisms, and the producers, a variety of phytoplanktons like Oscillatoria, Anabaena, Chlamydomonas, Pandorina, Edorina, Volvax and diatoms. Next, filamentous algae such as Elothrix, Spirogyra, Cladophora and Edogonium. Floating plants like Azolla, Salvia, Pistia, Olfia and Echornia. And submerged plants like Potamogeton. And rooted floating plants like Nymphaea and Nilumbu. And macrophytes such as Stymphae and Ipomia constitute the major producers of pond ecosystem. Now we are going to see about the consumers. The animals represent the consumers of a pond ecosystem, which include zooplanktons like Paramecium and Daphnia, that is the primary consumer, and benthos, that is the bottom living animals like mollusks and annelids, and secondary consumers like water beetles and frogs. Tertiary consumers carnivores like duck, crane, and top carnivores which include large fish, hawk, man, etc. Now we are going to see about the decomposers. They are also called as micro consumers. They help to recycle the nutrition in the ecosystem. These are present in mud, water and bottom of the pond. Example, bacteria and fungi. Now we are going to see about the stratification of pond ecosystem. Based on the factors like distance from the shore, penetration of light, depth of water, types of plants and animals, they may be of three zones: littoral, limnatic and profundal. The littoralical zone, which is the closest to the shore with shallow water region, allows easy penetration of light. It is warm and occupied by rooted plant species. Next, the limnatic zones refers the open water of the pond with an effective penetration of light and domination of planktons. The deeper region of the pond below the limnatic zone is called profundal zone, with no effective light penetration and predominance of heterotrophs. The bottom zone of pond is termed as benthic, and it is occupied by a community of organisms called benthos, usually decomposed. Now we are going to see the diagrammatic sketch shows the stratification of pond ecosystem. That is, under the pond you can see the benthic zone. Above the benthic zone you can see the profundal zone. Above the profundal zone you can see the limnatic zone, whereas the light composition level will be more than that of the top. And the sun comes to the lithotic zone, whereas you can see the plants will grow in that zone.